Hi, I'm Ryan Bridges, a deputy editor here at Stratfor, and I'm joined today by my colleague Sim Tak, a military analyst, and we're here today to talk about the proliferation of civilian-operated drones. So, Sim, I understand that there was an incident in Serbia at a soccer match involving a civilian-operated drone. What can you tell us about that?
So basically what happened is during a soccer game between the Albanian national team and the Serbian national team, a drone carrying a nationalist Albanian flag or banner flew over the game, disrupted the game, and created a little bit of a political issue there. So in relation to drones being used more frequently and more prominently these days, that doesn't really amount to such a significant event, but it's an easy segue into the importance of this technology and the effects that it can have. There's a lot of very legitimate uses of this technology, as we've seen in agriculture, allowing farmers to scan their fields, or in the fields of mapping or archaeology, which legitimize the actual existence of this technology. Mm-hmm. But obviously, there are going to be exploits and security risks involved with this.
And we were talking about this earlier, and I was surprised at the number of drones that are available to the public. And now, obviously, everyone knows about the U.S. military's drones and has an idea of what those are capable of. But as far as the civilian drones go, we're not talking about remote-controlled airplanes or helicopters. These are much more advanced than that. Is that right?
So the civilian drones are much more limited in capabilities than the military drones, obviously. The major differences would be just the sheer size of these drones, the range that they have, the time they can spend in the air, mm-hmm. And the payload that they can carry. Military drones are capable of carrying complex, heavy sensor payloads as well as weaponry, while civilian drones are still rather constrained in that and are reaching a capability of carrying photography equipment and things like that. So we're not at all talking about the same kind of capabilities that the military has arriving in civilian hands.
And so fortunately, in this case in Serbia, the motives seem to be fairly harmless, but there is a concern that they could be used in a terrorist-style attack. Is that a realistic threat?
The threat or the perception of this threat has been around for a while. And for example, during the London Olympics, there has been a lot of talk about the potential for this kind of attacks. When you look at the exact capabilities of these drones, however, as I said earlier, they can only carry a limited payload over a limited range. There's not that much damage that you can do with one of these drones that couldn't be done in another type of attack. Mm-hmm. So the panic that exists sometimes over the security risks related to the civilian drone usage is somehow more related to the difficulties in having legislation catch up with this technology being present, with some regulatory framework existing. The fact that all of this is pretty much out of control of the state creates gaps that lead to that perception of threat. But in reality, we haven't seen a single actual terrorist attack using this kind of technology, or even more basic technology as simple radio-controlled aircraft.
So you mentioned regulation. I know that there have been some privacy concerns. Aside from the terrorist threat, what are some of the other concerns involved?
So obviously, privacy is a major concern when you have private persons flying surveillance sensors in the air above each other. It's difficult to keep tabs on who is able to watch what, how you can shield your personal life. One of the other items that is really difficult in the sense of regulation is deconflicting the use of different types of drones, air traffic. This works in both the sense of physical space that these actual devices take when they are flying around, as well as the use of radio frequencies. In a way, this whole regulatory issue relating to civilian drones is very similar to the evolution that we've seen with the internet. The internet is another example of an initial military technology that reaches society at a point where that society itself is not really capable of dealing with the full extent of the implications that technology brings. Mm-hmm. And in the same way, we're seeing the the full extent of this civilian drone usage being tested. As the technology grows, that'll move along with it. But states will be playing catch up when they are trying to establish some kind of a regulatory framework to deal with this technology and all of the potential implications.
All right, Sim, I'm sure that there's a lot more that we could talk about, but that's all we have time for. So thank you for your time, and thank you for watching. For more information, please visit stratfor.com.